All right, it's recording. There we go. Got some people still popping in the waiting room here. So let's get this thing started. So part two of our AI series with Nick, with Andrew. So I'm hoping everybody got a chance to check out part one because episode one was amazing. I had no idea you could go into the settings function of ChatGPT and actually customize it for what you do in terms of an occupation. So it always looks at your problems and your solutions with that lens. That was a huge game changer for me. Sometimes it's the simple things that are the most impactful. So handing it on over to you guys, part two, AI agent, hit it.
Amazing. Well, hey, Nick, really appreciate again. If you don't know Nick, you got to know Nick. He's one of those guys that I feel like he's like my CEO of AI. Him and his team of researchers, they go out, get us all the latest tools, all the information. They take the biggest, deepest dive into AI, bring it to all of us, and then hammer it down, creating the layers of knowledge that we can all benefit from. So I've been working with Nick now for over a year, and I always felt that either we're going to embrace it today or we're going to embrace it 1 or 5 years down the road, and those people that embrace it down the road are going to be the ones that kind of fall behind. So why not just embrace it? It benefits us. And like I said at the last part one, AI is 125,000 times faster than the human brain. When you start really computing that, it really is like, how do you not embrace this? So without further ado, Nick, it's all over to you, brother. Appreciate
All
you.
right, let's go, guys. I'm excited for today, family. It's always great to come on and talk about artificial intelligence and what's going on. And like Andrew said, just about us. My brother and I, we started the Krem Institute of Artificial Intelligence. When we saw the entire world shifting about 2 years ago when AI came into the fold, my brother and I, we had a marketing branding company. We were helping with agent attraction, and then we realized that when AI came into the picture, we're going to either be put out of business or we're going to have to adjust to the new way of doing business. So we made that adjustment, created the world's first AI certified agent. And, now we have an entire team of research and developers that are constantly trying to stay on top of AI, checking out everything out there that's new. And that's what we're going to be bringing to you today. But, just I feel like the one thing I always like starting with is just letting people know that the glaring reality that no one is telling you is that you have no future in real estate without learning AI. There's no future in real estate without learning AI. There's no future in business, period, without learning AI. It simply does not exist. They're predicting one-person billion-dollar companies. You guys imagine that? Sam Altman and these group of eight AI individuals that are CEOs of these companies are predicting one-person billion-dollar companies because of AI. That's going to be affecting a lot of different industries, a lot of different jobs, a lot of different opportunities. And, for us here today, I appreciate you guys hopping on here because we're going to be diving into ChatGPT. And I think ChatGPT is really important to dive into because I'm sure you guys hear of Sora, you guys hear of Llama, you guys hear of Gemini, and all these different AI tools. Yes, some might be a little bit better than others for periods of time, but then ChatGPT comes out with 4.0 and then surpasses everybody else. But then Llama, the next one comes up, and it seems like they always keep topping each other. Here's what I'm going to tell you guys. The vision of what I see things that are happening right now is ChatGPT is going to be the AI tool of the future. A couple different reasons why. How would you guys explain Gemini or Llama to other people about AI? You tell them, well, it's like ChatGPT, right? It's the same thing why Lyft will never overtake Uber. If you guys know Lyft and Uber, Uber is the one that everyone knows. It's the one that everybody uses. And how do you describe Lyft? Well, it's like Uber. So it's never going to really overcome it. A couple other reasons too. You see ChatGPT. What does it come out with? Apple Intelligence. And I thought that was just monumental in itself. If you guys have seen, Apple Intelligence is set to launch around November, maybe start of next year. What that is it's literally AI built into your phone. Well, Apple, but built into your phone. That's literally Apple and basically Macintosh teaming up to create Apple Intelligence, which will be in your phone. Why is this important? Because we're also starting to see, has anybody seen those robots that are now basically in houses? They have beta testers that are coming out with it. Jeez, let me drink a little water here so I can actually speak to you guys. Much better. But I'm in a group. There's 150 CEOs from around the world. And this group is all about longevity, which is extending human life. It's about robotics and about artificial intelligence. And there's this woman from California where she was showing videos that she legitimately hosted a dinner party with an AI robot as the host, letting people in, talking with them, sitting down and having conversations. And guess what? It was largely ran off of ChatGPT, amongst other things. So why am I bringing this up? Because, guys, stop looking at ChatGPT as another tool. ChatGPT just isn't another tool in your toolbox that will come, that will go, that you will kind of use or kind of not. It's slowly but surely getting integrated with your phones, getting integrated with robotics, getting integrated on so many different places. And guess what? If you know how to train ChatGPT or even have your ChatGPT already trained, guess what it will be starting to get integrated with? Your phone. Imagine if your phone was fully trained on what you are as a real estate agent, who you're marketing to, what you're currently doing, who you are, who's your target audience, and all these things in real estate the moment it turns on. So the shift that we all have to have is stop looking at ChatGPT as a tool and start looking at it as an employee, because that's what it really is. It's the perfect employee that you've always been wanting. The one that works 24/7. Hell, it's free, right? Works 24/7. It's free. You can train it to do things for you. Create unlimited marketing. It can have your brand voice. It can even literally sound like you. So we're going to start going through some very basic ways to get started. So here's what I'm going to do with you guys today. First, we're kind of going over the overview, ChatGPT, and what to really look at it. Then we're going to go through basic steps to setting it up, right? Like step one. If you guys haven't done shit with it yet, we're going to go through how to set it up if you're a real estate agent, how to get it to sound like you. And then I'm going to start getting a little bit more advanced, going through how to start training it for your ideal client profile. Then at the end, I'll show you guys some specific use cases, some things you can walk away with and do today. Sound good to you guys? Awesome. Let's make sure you're live. How many people here, put in the chat, if you've already started using ChatGPT? I kind of want to get a good gauge. If you started using ChatGPT, put in the chat. I want to hear from some of you guys here. Been using it for a while. Nice. Yes, yes. Lipa, yep, yep. All right, we're live. Cool. Writing emails. I like it. Here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to go over the basics. Incredible untapped usability. Oh, I like it. We're going to have some fun on this call today. I'm going to go through some of the basics of getting started. And then I'm going to go a little bit more in depth and just show you guys how powerful you can train this thing to be. Like I said, the first mindset shift I want everybody to have is stop thinking about this as just a tool. This is literal intelligence built in to your newest employee. Start thinking about this as an employee, right? So here's what you want to do. We covered it last time. I'm going to go over it again first at the start of this video. The very first thing you guys have to do, this is not, oh, well, you should do this. Have to do it, right? So in the top right, or yours might be in the bottom left here. Depends on how your setup is. Mine's in the top right. You got to click on this and then click Customize ChatGPT. So you click in the top right, and then you click Customize ChatGPT. This is where you add your custom instructions. Essentially, this is where you put your bio, right? So you come in here and you put your bio. Who you are, how long you've been in the business, that you're a real estate agent. All of this information. Why do you do that? Well, just think about this, guys. If you hired a marketing person, what's one of the first things they're gonna have to know what you do? What industry are you in? Where are you located? How long have you been in the business? And your accolades. So right here, what would you like ChatGPT to know about you? Well, let them know who you are, how long you've been in the business. Put your bio here. How do you want ChatGPT to respond? So this is how you basically want it to respond. For me, it gives you these thought starters, formal or casual. I say business casual, short and punchy. We are addressed as the Krem Institute of Artificial Intelligence, and a couple beliefs. So getting started, you got to come up here and do customized ChatGPT, right? The next thing I would highly recommend is in settings, you will notice in personalization. So I'll do this one more time. In the top right, you go to settings and personalization. Make sure your memory is on. Make sure your memory feature is on. This is how you can continually train your chat GPT. And I'm going to show you how you guys can do this. This is how you continually train your chat GPT. Right? So let's just do a little bit of housekeeping, right? So basically, if you want to talk to chat GPT, it's down here. You message it and you can ask it any questions, right? You can go into it. And what they call this is prompting, right? They call this writing a prompt. So anything I put into here and ask it a question would be a prompt. More food for thought. Guys, prompting is the language of the future. Prompting is the language of the future, right? Because here's the reality, family. ChatGPT has almost an answer for everything you are looking for. Everything. You just know how to have to prompt it right, ask it the right question. Anything that you could be looking for on the internet, online, a question you need an answer to, a business plan, organizing your day, coming up with a content strategy, who you're marketing to, their goals, their fears, their motivations, can be found on ChatGPT. Here's a great exercise for you guys. Write down different tasks that you're currently manually doing that could be done on ChatGPT and start utilizing it. A great filter that I do throughout my day is, can this be done on ChatGPT? And a lot of times the answer is yes. And start utilizing it more in your day. But it's called prompting, right? So anything that you type in here is called a prompt, and then you ask it specific questions. You'll notice up here on the top left, ChatGPT, there's a drop-down menu. ChatGPT legacy mode, which is basically you have unlimited usage on it. It does not write as well. I do not recommend you do any writing on it. So basically, for everybody that's on here, you won't go past your usage. What I would recommend every agent to do is just use ChatGPT 4.0 for daily tasks, right? And then there's something else on here, guys. Explore GPTs. You'll see over here on the right. Explore GPTs. Best way to look at this is your Netflix library for AI tools. If you want to learn how to do specific thing on here, this is your Netflix library. You could come on here. You can literally use Canva. You can create a logo in seconds using Logo Creator. But it's a complete library of AI tools at your disposal. I'm not going to go deep into these today, although I can do an entire 1-hour lesson just on custom GPTs. But that's not what we're going to be covering today. So let's come back here. So when we're looking at ChatGPT, the very first thing I recommend everybody here does is training your ChatGPT to sound and write more like you. To sound and write more like you. So for this video, what do you need for this to be done? Well, if you want ChatGPT to write or sound like you, what do you guys think I need to get? We need to get a bunch of our writing, whether it's email copy, social media posts, blog posts. You need to get copy or information that is your writing style. So for this video, you'll see these are all emails that I have personally written. So here's what I'm going to do. Copy this, all this information. And just very simple. Tell it exactly what you are going to do. So I say, today, I am going to train you to write like me. Match my writing style. I am going to give you copy that is mine to read and learn from. Don't respond. Just read, learn, and add to memory. Here's what I'm going to do. Copy, paste. Since you guys are on this Zoom, boom, there you go. Copy and paste the prompt I just used. I'm just going to say, all right, understood. I'll wait for your copy. So guys, basically, here's all I'm telling it is. No, I'm not. How to Labor Day start. Here's how it works, right? I'm just literally telling it, today I'm going to train you to write like me. Match my writing style. I'm going to give you copy that is mine to read and learn from. Don't respond, just read and learn. So I'm telling it exactly what I want to do. Then copy and paste it. And if you did this correctly, you will notice it says memory updated. Memory updated. Very important here. Because now the memory feature goes throughout this entire program. And you'll notice if I go to manage memories, Nick's writing style, his email communication is direct, motivational, and punchy with an emphasis on practical application. These emails are structured to start an engaging hook that captures the reader's attention, often addressing a fear or challenge. Then introduce AI as the solution, providing clear benefits and actionable steps. So it goes through and it starts to understand my writing style more. It even starts to gain some different things common phrases that I use. So coming into this, family, first, do your custom instructions. Then update it on your writing style. Why? Because then I could come anywhere here. Expired leads relisting strategy. So I could say, now write me 3 emails in my writing style to attract expired leads. So I could come into here now based on all these things. And it knows who I am and my writing style. And you notice if you read other ChatGPT copy as opposed to this, hey, I noticed your home recently came off the market unsold. I understand how frustrating this can be, especially when you're in the home, when you know the value of your home holds. But don't worry, there's a solution. Imagine realizing your home. So it goes through, it reads a lot better. If you train it on your writing style and you go through step by step what your writing style is, it helps it a lot. So coming back to ChatGPT and just understanding what it is and how you can use it. First thing you do is you want to train it who you are. Then you want to go through and go to your writing styles. That's what I did next. Trained it on what my writing style is. Here is where it gets fun. And here is also where most people will get lost. Is because there are literally limitless possibilities to what you can do on ChatGPT. Does anybody here feel that? You feel a little overwhelmed? Because you could literally do anything on ChatGPT. You could go on here and ask it any question. Ask it to create an entire business plan for you to help you go viral. And do all these different things. But where do you guys get started? So, train it who you are, what you sound like. Next, here is what I would do. I would pick one ideal client profile, one target audience. Let's start here. One target audience to train your ChatGPT how to market to. Because if you market to everybody, you market to nobody. So I'm going to give you guys 4 basic prompts to help you start training your ChatGPT who you are marketing to. Because if you market to everybody, you market to nobody. Right? So step 1 of doing this is you have to clearly identify who your target audience is. Don't say buyers. Don't say sellers. A great target audience is first-time millennial home buyers in Sarasota, Florida. I went deep on who they are, how old they are, and where they're located. So here is what you want to do. Before you ask it to create social media posts, before you ask it to write emails, this is what I do, and I have a long, in-depth, about 15 different prompts I normally do, but I'm going to teach you 4 basic ones to get started. Always ask it these questions. What are the goals of, and this is where you put your target audience, a first-time millennial home buyer, Sarasota, Florida. So first, I'm going to be like, hey, what are the goals of a first-time millennial home buyer in Sarasota, Florida? So it's going to go through and it's going to let me know what are the goals of this individual. And this works for any target audience. What are the goals, right? Next, what are the fears of a first-time millennial in Sarasota, Florida? So then what do? Ask it, what are the fears? Why? Because I need to know the fears of my target audience. So first, what are the goals? Next, what are the fears? Next, what are the motivations of a first-time millennial home buyer in Sarasota, Florida. What are the goals? What are the fears? What are the motivations? And why do I ask it these things? Very simple, family. Because in order to create good marketing, you got to know their goals, you got to know their fears, and you got to know their motivations. And here's the fourth one as a bonus, which is one of my personal favorites. What are the internal dialogues of a first-time home buyer in Sarasota, Florida? So this will go through internal dialogues. Man, I'll tell you what. This is one of my favorite prompts because it helps you get inside of the head of your consumer. What's the internal dialogue of a first-time millennial home buyer? Hey guys, if you're a first-time millennial home buyer in Sarasota, Florida, you're probably thinking, can you really afford this? Right? You're constantly crunching numbers. You're wondering if financially you're ready to take on a mortgage and all the additional costs of home ownership. Great hooks, great email headlines and everything else. So what are the goals? What are the fears? What are the motivations? And what's the internal dialogue? So what we just did here is create our ideal client profile. Now use the information above and create an ideal client profile for first-time millennial. This is powerful. So what we did, what are the goals? What are the fears? What are the motivations? What's the internal dialogue? Now use this information and create an ideal client profile. So now, ideal client profile, first-time millennial home buyers in Sarasota, Florida. Age range, marital status, income level, occupation, education, lifestyle interest. So based on the goals, fears and concerns, motivations, internal dialogues, decision-making. So what we did is created our very first ideal client profile. Then you can start asking it for things because it knows who you're marketing to. Based on the ideal client profile above, create me 3 Facebook posts. Very basic prompt, but this is where you start asking it. Make the post at least 250 words. Use spacing, double spacing. Use light emojis and humor. So now, affordability meets the Sunshine State. Dreaming of owning a home in Sarasota, Florida, that feeling your budget is playing a game of hide and seek, you're not alone. Buying your first home is a huge first step. The last thing you need to want is feel financially stretched, thinner than a Florida palm tree. Good news. It's absolutely. So what this does is, first, guys, I know people on here said they're using it for emails, using it for posts. The very first thing you should always do is create your ideal client profile. What are the goals? What are the fears? What are the motivations? What's the internal dialogue? Now create me ideal client profile. And it went through and it creates this. Then you can come back to the same chat every time. Here's the cool part about this. Once you train it once, you don't have to keep retraining it. So I could keep coming back to the same chat and it will always be millennial homebuyer goals. Or I can change it and rename it first time millennial. So every time I come back here, go to first time millennial and it's fully trained, ready to go. Write more emails, write more content and help me out more because I created that ideal client profile. This part is one of the biggest parts I see agents skip because what most people will do is like create me 3 emails to my sellers. I'll come in here, create me 3 emails to my sellers. And it'll be very basic, not really targeting anybody, not really speaking to anybody. You want this to really work well. Train your IC, train your ChatGPT who you are marketing to and create your ideal client profile. It will help you target and market your people better than other people using ChatGPT. Then you can say, now rewrite these using my writing style. A little more short and punchy, to the point, into my writing style. Before I move on to the next part, guys, does creating your ICP make sense? ICP is ideal client profile. It's a big first part when you're using ChatGPT. It'll help you out because from there, you can create emails, you can create copy, add copy, ask it more questions about it, and continue to grow and more content from there.
Hey, Nick, this is such gold. Really appreciate this. There's a couple questions that's come in. Do you want to answer at the end or do you want to answer it throughout?
Let's answer it now. Yeah, what's up?
One of the question is should we upgrade to the $20 plan?
Right now, you don't need to. There's really not that many benefits besides increased usage. You can use 4.0. You can use Explore GPTs and have your memory features. So right now, there's not too much of a benefit.
Okay. And then if there's a team, should I upgrade to the team plan or premium plan at 25/20 bucks a month?
So you're saying if somebody has a team?
Yeah, there's team plans out there. So should they upgrade to a team plan, and what would those benefits be if you're aware of that?
Well, here's what I would say. If you're the team owner, there are benefits to you. If you're an agent on a team, get your own chat GPT. The reason for the team owner is you can train your chat GPT who your team is. So that way your team members can start getting a more trained version of chat GPT and be able to help them out. It could be a benefit depending on how many team members that you have that you can add to it, to them, because then you can have the custom GPT already set up for your team members. And to me, it would all come down to marketing. How are you marketing that you're doing this for your team? So I think it's unless you know how well to do it, I wouldn't recommend going the team account, but there are some benefits that can come from it too.
Appreciate that. And that was pretty cool about those custom chats, the ICPs, is like not only you can do the social media posts or the emails from directly from that's custom for that, but also you can create blogs and so forth, because you can just, whatever you put in is what you're going to get out of it, which is pretty cool.
Do you have to tweak it? Well, Lucy, that just completely comes to you. If you want to tweak it and it doesn't sound like it's what you need, then tweak it. I know a lot of people who copy and paste and they get good results from that too, especially in the email campaigns. So what I want to do next, guys, family, do you guys have any more questions about your ideal client profile before we move on? Because that is a big piece of this. I want to go through some specific ways that you can use this, as well. So I think part of this too is understanding that, I mean, let me ask you this. Has anybody here seen the movie The Matrix? Has anybody seen the movie The Matrix? Yeah, I see some hands. So there's a scene in The Matrix, right? Where the girl, I forget her name. What is her name? Not Neo, whatever. The girl in it, and she's in the helicopter, right? So she's in this helicopter and she's like, Morpheus, like, I don't know how to fly a helicopter. And then what does he do? He downloads how to fly a helicopter into her brain. He goes, now you do. And then she goes off and flies the helicopter. And it was that simple, right? Because it's all coding and it's the Matrix. Family, this is how your chat GPT works. As long as you have information for it to be trained on, it takes a second to be an expert. So let's play around with this a little bit. If you guys remember last time, I used Merlin, right? So I use Merlin on here. So let's say if I'm first 30, or let's see, 30-day game plan for real estate agents listings. Let's see what we come up with here. First 30 days as a real estate agent. Let's see. Do we have any good ones? 10 things new realtors should do in their first 30 days. So check this out, guys. So this video, let's say this video is amazing. All right. First 30 days, what to do as a real estate agent. Using Merlin over here. Merlin, if you guys remember Merlin, it summarizes videos in seconds. I can literally transcribe this entire video and then come to ChatGPT and just say, I am going to train you on what to do if you're an agent in the first 30 days. And I literally, guys, here's all I'm saying. I'm going to train you on what to do if you're an agent in the first 30 days. I always say, don't respond, just read and learn. How I did YouTube was Merlin. If you guys remember Merlin, you can get Merlin for free and it pops up over here on the right. And I can summarize this video in seconds, or I can get the entire transcription. So I got the transcription here and just copy and pasted it. And then just said, hey, I'm going to train you on what to do. Just read and learn. I'm going to train you on what to do. And I copy and pasted the entire transcription. And I click enter. Got it. Now, all right. So now it knows everything that this guy just said in his video. Literally everything down to a T. Now create me a roadmap for agents in their first 30 days. So literally, it breaks down everything that he just said, step by step, day 1 through 3. Update all social accounts, craft your announcement. Day 4 through 5, launch your career, go live. Day 7, plan for success. Day 11 through 15, day 16 through 20. So you can literally go through this and get everything that you are looking for from this video.
And this took you seconds versus weeks.
Seconds versus weeks. And let's say you guys, like, what do you guys want to learn in real estate? How to, let's see, real estate YouTube channel. Let's say you guys have been trying to create a YouTube channel. You've been trying to create real estate. Let's go channel junkies, how to create a YouTube channel for real estate agents. Check this out, guys. Transcribe, get transcript. Copy, then come back to ChatGPT. Take this information and give me a business plan on how to start my YouTube channel. So instead of watching this video, that's 22 minutes, trying to figure out what to do, I just said this, take this information, give me a business plan on how to start my YouTube channel. So here we go. Business plan for starting a YouTube channel. Objective, to create and grow a successful channel. Step 1, define your niche. Step 2, channel setup. Goes through each step. Step 3, content creation, video production, audience engagement, analytics. So it takes this entire video and tells me exactly what to do. Now, create a 30-day game plan for me. I am trying to target Sarasota, Florida. 30-day game plan for targeting Sarasota, Florida. Create a rebrand your channel. Maybe it's something SEO for him, like living here. Design your channel art on Canva. Subscribe to learn about living. Day 2, keyword SEO. Use tools like TubeBuddy. Set up your channel. This can work for literally anything that you guys are looking to do. Community engagement, publish video. Anything on YouTube. I can even go as far as Google SEO. I can type in Google SEO and I'm trying to get better at Google SEO. And then I can go, all right, what does Google have to say? I copy all this information that Google's telling me about SEO and say, today I am going to train you to be an expert in Google SEO. Solid foundation. Content is king. And then I can even go as far as using the info above. Tell me how I can increase my SEO on, and I can go to my website, Krem.ai. But family, this is the reason I'm showing you this is training it how to do things. You don't have to know shit. ChatGPT is super smart and it learns so quick. Go and find the best training. It does not pay you any more money to figure all this out by yourself. Someone already figured it out. Just find the right training, copy and paste it into ChatGPT, and come up with your custom game plan. Come up with your custom information. Does that part make sense to you guys? The training aspect, how quickly you can train it to do these different things, right? Literally, YouTube University, Merlin, and ChatGPT. And you can come up with a game plan for any business. So that's the next part I wanted to show you guys. The training aspect of this, how quickly you can train it. And the last part is something practical that I think every agent should be doing at least once a month. So before I know I've been stopping sharing. Does everybody here get a market update from your MLS like once a month? They send you like numbers, right? All right, cool. I think I see enough hands. They send you like market updates, numbers, stats. So what do you guys normally do with that market update? Does anyone want to unmute? Does anybody like send that out, send details out to your audience? Or like, what do you guys normally do with that?
It's what I want to do, but I never get to it monthly consistently.
Right.
And have struggles now writing those monthly emails, but I think just figured out how to do it.
Oh, dog. Is it Harmon, right?
Yes, sir.
Harmon, what I'm about to show you is going to make your life so much easier. Your audience is going to love it too. And it's going to blow their minds. All right. So guys, this next part's going to be really simple and effective because I'm going to show you exactly what to do, right? It's not like, all right, create your ICP. I think these things are great when you go through it. Here's what we're going to show you guys how to do, right? So for the sake of this video, let me actually share my whole screen. So what I am uploading here is APR 24, is this sheet, right? So Ohio local MLS for April 2024. It's just numbers, right? I just want to show you this so you guys see it's just numbers on a spreadsheet, right? So now I'm just going to share my ChatGPT. All right. So what I'm going to do is you have to be on ChatGPT 4.0 for this. All right. You got to be on 4.0 for this. What you want to do is hit this paperclip because this is how you can upload files. Hit this paperclip. Jeez. Upload from computer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload the numbers, right? That number in spreadsheet. And then I want to tell ChatGPT to create a graph using this information. So I will say, now create me a graph using the dollar volume for Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Columbus. So what you want to do is you want to tell it what numbers from the graph, right? So for the sake of this video, I'm just going to say, now create me a graph using the dollar volume for Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Ohio, or in Columbus. So now ChatGPT 4.0, analyzing, it's going to create a graph, right? Let's see what it comes up with. So now it created this graph, and it's interactive, right? So I can come onto here. I can change colors if you guys know your color codes, or I can go orange, green. The graph is cool, right? It's like Christmas. The graph is pretty cool, and it creates this graph for you. But that's not the main purpose of why I do this, right? The graph helps conceptualize for ChatGPT. So now I just took the same boring numbers that everybody gets, and I created a graph. And let's face it, is this graph any less boring? Not really. Your clients don't give a shit about it, right? They don't even know what it means. Here is the prompt that you use that will help your clients start understanding it. Now, write me a blog post based on the graph above. And here is the key phrase here, family. Key phrase. Here's how I'm going to explain this. Has anybody here seen the show Friends? I know some of you guys seen the show Friends, right? So there's this episode. There's this guy, Joey, on the show Friends. He's not the smartest cookie, right? This guy comes to sell Joey almanacs, right? And he comes up to his door and he knocks on his door. And he's like, have you ever been in a room where they're all talking about something and you have no idea what they're talking about? So you just smile and nod. And it does all these cutaways of Joey just smiling and nodding like all the time, right? That's what your audience does when you talk about dollar volume, market absorption, or honestly, anything regarding real estate. Heck, would you guys agree that most of your audience doesn't really even know what a buyer's or seller's market really is? I would even argue some real estate agents don't really know what that means, right? So this next phrase, now write me a blog post based on the graph above and explain what it means for sellers. Huge line, and you'll see why. And here's something else that I always add to these. Use humor. Why do I tell it to use humor? Because if your audience laughs, even if it's a corny joke, they pay attention and they read more. So I hit enter. So here we go. Buy home in Cleveland, Oklahoma just got a whole lot more interesting and profitable. If you've been toying with the idea of selling your home in Cleveland, blah, 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 Cincinnati, it's time to start thinking and start listing. The numbers are in, and let me tell you, they're as sweet as grandma's apple pie on a summer afternoon. We're talking about a serious rise in dollar volume in these 3 Ohio giants. And the numbers don't lie, but they do smile. What's in it for you? If you've been eyeing a beach house in Florida, now's your chance. But wait, there's more. A word of caution, don't get greedy. Time to strike. So it goes through and it takes the numbers that most people won't read or understand, and it breaks it down in a way that they will understand. Let's break it down. So an increase, what does that mean for you? What does this mean for you? And it breaks down exactly what it means for each individual. And then you can say, now write me an email to my past clients. Use Cleveland Browns references to explain what it means for sellers. Let's see what it comes up with. I don't know if they believe that. Just like the Cleveland Browns, your home value's on the rise, but it comes through here. And then you can do it in accordance to what your town knows, what your industry, what your people want. Just like the Browns are pushing playoff spots, Cleveland housing market is in serious gains. Why sell now? The market is moving faster than Nick Chubb run to the end zone. Homes are selling quickly. Now it's just more. You're telling a story and going through this. So you take the numbers, you come into here and say, now create a graph. Then you can write a blog post and write an email to your clients explaining what the numbers and everything means to them.
Hey, Nick, what about create me a YouTube script? Because you're touching, right? Like you can take that to another level and now create a YouTube script out of this as well.
Post above. Start the Nick walking through clean. So I can even tell you exactly what to do.
And then chuck that in your teleprompter.
Yep.
And then you just read away. Garbage in, garbage out. The more value you put into this, the more depth and layers, the more you'll get out of it. This is gold, Nick.
The graph. Oh, appreciate that. The numbers, the graph, the blog post is one of the most important. Like to me, it's something that every agent on here can be doing. Let's see. How would you best, do you usually make the videos or explain it yourself? I'll get back to that. And then just something simple. You can do the same thing. Now rewrite this, but explain what it means for buyers. So then you can just do the same thing, but for buyers. So to rewrite this for buyers too. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this GPT and this sequence for you guys. So you can literally copy and paste this and get all the prompts and everything that I just used. Let's retry that. Copied. So now I just put into the chat all the prompts and everything that I just used. So if you guys copy that link I just put in the chat, you guys can literally just copy and paste the exact prompts that I had with your guys' graph as well. without going further into this, because we can go on for a while on a lot of these things here, right? Because you can just see we're scratching the surface, even just into that one SEO training that I just showed you guys how to do. You can go deep into your website and keep asking them more questions. What I want to do is just come back to the basics, train it how it is to sound like you, go to custom GPT and train it who you are. And what I would recommend getting started on, guys, go and create that graph that I just told you guys to create. It's around the first of the month, right? Go in there, get your numbers, create your graph, create your blog post, create your email out to your database and send out an email. Start taking action on this. Andrew, at this time, questions, comments, excitement. Do you have anything that you want to share? Something that you want to share as well?
I always look at like yourself as like, again, my AI CEO, right? And like you touched on before, like ChatGPT, that's my AI assistant, right? Before we used to say, hey, Google this, right? Let's jump into Google, research it. I'm like, no. Go into ChatGPT and then start doing it there. Like start training your brain, utilize these tools. The more you utilize it, the more you're going to use it, the more you're going to dive deeper. And before you know it, you're going to be going to that for everything. I strongly encourage, and Nick hasn't asked me to do this, but check out Nick. I'm a part of the society. He has all this training, right? And I've gained so much, and same with the team and everybody else around me. Is there any questions at all? Because don't forget, this is a 5-part series, and this is only part 2. So the first Tuesday of each month, hop on here, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and we'll be going through it each month for the rest of 2024. Now, Harmon, lay it on us, brother. What's your question?
When it comes to training GPT or GPT chat for writing styles, now currently I've been using it for my emails and it's been doing a freaking bang up job. So can I just say, keep your writing style?
Yeah, you can. You can absolutely do that. So you can say like keep your writing style, and what you could even do is take your favorite emails from it, copy and paste it into it, and say, this is my writing style that I want you to write for emails. Because if you're using it specifically for emails, then it will continue and always go back to revert to that training that it has right now. Because if you don't do any training, then it can't adjust. And you're like, how do I get back to it? What you should do is go back to all the ones that you've liked, copy and paste that, and then say, this is the email that you know what I mean? Like, today I'm going to train you how to write emails like me. I'm going to give you 5 examples. Then copy and paste 5 examples of your favorite emails it's written. Yeah, no, good question.
Awesome. Anybody else have any questions? Nick, we have Nick here for a few more minutes. Daniel, Justin, Ingrid, Quinn, Dee, Lucy, Vicky, Jeremy, Grace.
Let's start simple. I want to hear from, let's go, Quinn Walker. Quinn, what's going on, man? Questions, comments, excitement. What do you got to share with us?
No, just a lot of excitement. I'm just kind of visualizing like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram posts, and just trying to provide as much value to people as I can, and and it taking a lot less time than it would usually take using this. So no, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that's a big thing too, is it just takes a lot less time.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's not going to do these things for you, but it does take a lot less time.
Yeah.
We got a question here. Oh, I think Natalie has her hand up.
Oh, Natalie, what's going on?
Hi. I know nothing about this. This is like going to the moon for me.
Yeah.
I know how to sell, I think. I love to sell, but this is crazy. You do have my my assistant who's here, Joe Marie. I think it's new for him too, but he's willing to do a lot of work to help me out while I'm going out to get deals and sell. I understand this is a quick 1 hour training, and I appreciate that. Is there any class that we can pay and start slowly, but to get better in this? Because I think I'm lost, and I think Joe Marie too. Or any suggestion where to take, furthermore training?
I'll say a couple different things. One is we have a YouTube channel that we are launching right now, where we're literally It's going to be a live class every week, and it's just free training. Step 1, what to do. Step 2, what to do. Step 3, what to do. So we're gonna have like free things that you guys can learn on your own time. And then we created the world's first AI certified agent, where it's an entire week where you get to spend live with myself and my team, and we go step by step exactly what to do as a real estate agent to get you fully launched by the end of the week. So the YouTube channel, I'll share that link. And then Andrew, if you don't mind, I'll share the other link as well for how they can get certified.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And that's what I jumped on. I got certified with Nick. I think I was the first one in Canada and the first one in the west of North America to be certified. And then it's a nice little tag on to who you are as well, because it's all about differentiating yourself against other agents, right? So it's amazing. So like I said at the beginning, Nick and his crew are so knowledgeable. They do all the research. They bring us all the latest and greatest. And then every Monday at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, we hop on a society Zoom, and then we do again on Wednesday mornings as well. And it's all recorded. So if you can't make one, you can watch recordings. And they have the school that you have all the classrooms and everything that they share. Same format as this. They just dive deep, share it, answer questions, and away we go. So Natalie, this is amazing because like we have D on this call. He's our AI virtual assistant ISA. He's attending the society as well with us. He's learning more, and he's such a valuable asset for our entire team that your assistant can be trained too. So it's amazing how you can leverage this.
Okay, stupid question. This is stupid from me, right?
Fine,
If
yeah, I
the-
like it already.
Does a realtor have to do all this? I understand you have to send out blog emails, keep on date, but if I am really not good at this at all,
Yeah.
and I do have my assistant who's great, a very hard worker too. Is that possible that I just leave it to him?
It's possible, yes. You know, we have people who go through it where I think you going through something like that and just knowing what it can do will enhance your relationship with them. You don't necessarily have to learn everything if you're going to have somebody else do it, but like knowing what it can do so that way you can prompt it the right way and prompt them the right way.
In general, it means I just need to know the basic and the details, leave it to my assistant. Is that right?
Bingo. Yep,
Yeah.
you got it.
The more you understand, the more you expand your mind, which
Mhm.
then you can leverage even further. And that's where you really grow. Like garbage in, garbage out, right? The more value you add into this program, the more you'll get out of it. So the more you understand, you'll be doing just from this, look at where you started an hour ago, and now look at what you've just learned. And this is just a scratching the surface. So imagine if you just take a little bit of a deeper dive, what that'll expand to, and then you'll be better. You and your business and your partners will be better for it, guaranteed. Because you're gonna play this real estate game not for the next 1 or 2 years. You're gonna be playing it a lot longer. So why not embrace it now to better understand it? Then you'll be an asset not only for yourself but for your team, and your assistant will be thriving, assisting you even more. Imagine when your assistant utilize all these tools, they can get more stuff done, which is better for you and your team as well, right? So there's wins everywhere.
And this is something I know, Ryan or Quinn, you brought up the like TikTok reels and all these different things. So what I literally just did while I was on here with you guys. So I'll show you guys exactly what we just did here too. So there's this really cool custom GPT called Veed, Veed. So all I did was I took the video script into Veed and said, take this script and create me a video, right? So I said, take this script and create me a video. And here's what it did in that short amount of time. Let me make sure my sound is shared.
And this took you what, like less than 30 seconds to copy, paste?
Oh, yeah. On here too. So I can.
I'm here from the Krem Institute of Artificial Intelligence, and today we're diving into some fantastic news for homeowners in Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Columbus. If you've been thinking about selling your home, you might want to stick around because the market is hotter than a summer day at Epperson Lagoon. Let's talk numbers. From 2023 to 2024, the dollar volume in these 3 cities has jumped significantly. Cincinnati saw an 8% increase, Columbus is up by 13.1%, and Cleveland, my hometown, well, we're rocking a massive 17.4% rise. That's like watching your favorite team go from last place to Super Bowl contenders overnight. So, what does this mean for you, the homeowner? Well,
So it's about a 2-minute video, and it has all these different things along the ways, and it creates a video just like that. And the cool part about that tool is I can also train it how to be my voice. So it could be my voice reading the scripts and everything as well. It is like in video. I see Sua very, very versed. It is like in video. I like Veed because it plugs directly into ChatGPT like this, and I can just tell it what I want, and then it does it for me. But yeah, it's very much like in video.
We have another question here. Do we need to cite sources when we use other people's IP?
So here is, so like, what are you putting that in reference to? I would ask Marvelly.
I think she's like, if she doesn't, there she is.
Yeah, just in regards to if you're going onto these other sites that people have developed that IP, and then you're actually taking it and then to use it, do you have to give any credit to that original creator? And second to that, or does ChatGPT change it enough that it technically becomes your own words and your own IP? That's where I was going.
It does. So here's what I would say. Like when I take other people's things, and guys, here, a couple things I want to say. The best copycat wins, right? Some people take 20 years to come up with their idea, and then it gets built upon in 30 days by somebody who sees their idea as a fresh way spin on it, and all of a sudden they're developing it. Look, guys, the best copycat wins. So hell yeah, I'm going places and copying their stuff and putting it into ChatGPT and coming up with better game plans than they get created. Right?
Rip off and duplicate.
Rip off and duplicate. R&D, rip off and duplicate. With that being said, you do have to tell it to change certain things. I don't ever take it and copy and paste it as my own. I use it for training, and then I ask my own building questions on top of it. I mean, I look at it like how I wrote my papers at high school and college. You change enough words and the trademark's gone, right? Or the plagiarism's gone. Is it Sua? Is that how you say it? We can't hear you, by the way, even though you're unmuted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good. Yep.
Okay, perfect. I wanted to ask you about the transcribing for YouTube. So I noticed you have it like on the side. So I opened YouTube and I tried to look for it. Is it like an application you downloaded?
Yeah. So this one right here, put in the chat. You can get started for free. Get Merlin. I covered it on our first training go around. It's getmerlin.in. So that's what that tool is on the side of YouTube. So that way I can transcribe videos. I get the summary for videos in seconds. I'll kind of showcase that tool again. So if I go YouTube and just type any, let's see, type in training, real estate training. You'll notice Merlin always pops up. What I like about it for two different reasons. One, I get the transcript, but I can also summarize this video. So that way I can be like, all right, what's he talking about in this video? I don't give a shit about a logo, but creating a YouTube channel. That's what I want to learn about. So then I can click on that and then it takes me right to that point in the video.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, I kept hearing Merlin. I'm like, what's this Merlin thing? Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And then I'm like, all right, this is what I want to learn about. Like hit publish, save changes, boom. So it takes me to that point in the video. So I like Merlin. It does some other things, but that's one of the biggest things I like about it.
Perfect. Thank
you.
I dropped my email into the chat if everybody needs it. If you missed the first episode, just reach out, send me an email. I can send you a link for the first episode. I can also send you the second episode here when it comes out, and so on, right? If you want to know more about Nick, just reach out to me as well. I can connect you guys. I can give you firsthand knowledge of what my experiences are with Nick and his group. So whatever you need, we're all here to support. It's all about collaborating, right? Let's get there, quicker, faster, farther with all of us, right? We're not here to hoard the information. It's not about that at all. It's all about all us building each other, adding value, filling each other's cup, and then just, you know what, that's what it's all about, right? Real estate can be lonely, right? Or real estate can be a lot of fun, and we rather have fun than be lonely. So that's why we're offering this free information, just, you know, literally just pumping each other's tires and growing. If it wasn't for like Joe Moretti and Ryan and the Knicks of the world and Jason Samard and everybody else here, we wouldn't be where we are today without key people like this in our lives. So utilize it, lean on each of us. That way we can do the best that we can and just grow. I know we're running out of time here. We're past our time. Does anybody have one last quick question? If not, then we'll definitely see you the first Tuesday of the next month, right?
What's up, Lucy? I see you raising your hand.
Just super quick. That last video that you created, did you create that in ChatGPT?
Yes and no. So like this is where like I said, I can do a whole lesson just on these. There's Explore GPTs here on the side.
Yep.
And this one is called Veed.
Okay, Veed. Okay.
Veed.
It's almost like the faceless, you know, when you have the faceless YouTube channels.
Yeah.
It's basically like that. You're plugging
Okay.
in your script. It's all, then they're going to come up with the video, right? And then it's just rinse and repeat. Is that basically it, Nick?
Basically it right there. You know, there's that one some people use in video. I can't remember the last one. Syllabi is another one I've tested around with. I don't like it as much, but I like Veed just because you can copy and paste right in ChatGPT. You can add your own voice, so then it sounds like you. And then all of a sudden you get faceless videos. You don't have to say a damn thing. ChatGPT wrote the script, created the video. You don't have to be a video editor. And all of a sudden you got cool looking marketing videos that are going out.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem.
All right, guys, a banger as always. Wow. I have like a whole page of notes. So thank you so much. Part 2 in the books. We still have 3 parts left. So if anybody wants to go in and check it out and rewatch it, you know where to find it. It's in the content library. If not, hit us up. We'll make sure you get a copy of this. Until next time, guys, I'm going to be losing sleep till October. So thank you so much.
Awesome.